Just over the hill from Jerusalem, beyond the Mount of Olives and tucked into the rolling terrain of the West Bank, lies a village called Azariya. Its modern name comes from a man who once lived here, Lazarus. But in the Bible, this place is known by another name, Bethany. It wasn't a grand city or a political center. It was a home, a refuge, and it became the setting for one of Jesus's most powerful miracles, the raising of Lazarus from the dead. Bethany was where Jesus often found rest. It was the home of Mary, Martha, and Lazarus, siblings and close friends of Jesus. Whenever he needed a place to step away from the crowds, he came here. This wasn't just another stop on his journey. It was personal. It was in Bethany that love, trust, and divine purpose intersected in a dramatic and unforgettable moment. According to the Gospel of John, chapter 11, the story begins with urgency. Lazarus had fallen ill, and his sisters sent word to Jesus saying, "Lord, the one you love is sick." But instead of rushing to Bethany, Jesus delayed. 2 days passed, and by the time he arrived, Lazarus had already been in the tomb for 4 days. Grief had settled in. Hope seemed buried with him. When Jesus reached the village, Martha met him first, her voice filled with both sorrow and faith. "Lord, if you had been here, my brother would not have died." Jesus didn't deny the pain, but he offered something greater. He said, "I am the resurrection and the life. He who believes in me, though he dies, yet shall he live." These weren't empty words. They were a declaration, a truth about who he was and what he came to do. Then came the moment that echoes across centuries. Jesus approached the tomb. He wept, showing his deep love and compassion. And then he prayed aloud, calling Lazarus by name. "Lazarus, come out!" And from the darkness of death, Lazarus walked out, alive, bound in grave clothes, but breathing again. It wasn't just a miracle of power. It was a sign, a living preview of what Jesus himself would soon face and overcome. Today, in the village of Azariya, the tomb of Lazarus remains a site of pilgrimage and awe. Down a steep set of steps carved into rock lies the small chamber traditionally believed to be where Lazarus was laid. The air is cool, the space tight, and the silence deep. Standing there, you can almost hear the echo of Jesus' voice calling into the darkness and the impossible becoming reality. Above the tomb is a small but beautiful Franciscan church, rebuilt in the 20th century, marking the sacred site. Not far away stands the Greek Orthodox Church of St. Lazarus, preserving its own connection to the miracle. Together, these buildings bear witness to the event that shook a community and challenged even death itself. Bethany also holds another sacred story. Just a few days after raising Lazarus, Jesus returned to this village. It was 6 days before Passover, and Martha once again served him a meal. Mary, in an act of deep devotion, anointed his feet with expensive perfume and wiped them with her hair. It was a gesture of love, of recognition, and preparation for what was to come. Bethany became not just a place of resurrection, but a farewell, a place where Jesus was honored and understood. Walking through Azariya today, the past and present exist side by side. Market stalls line the streets. Local families go about their day. And yet, pilgrims still arrive, drawn by the gravity of what happened here. This village, though surrounded by modern change and political complexities, remains a place where something eternal took root. The miracle of Lazarus is not just about bringing one man back to life. It's about showing that resurrection is not only a future promise, but a present power. That even in the face of death, despair, or delay, Jesus brings hope. His words, "I am the resurrection and the life," still ring through the stones of Bethany, inviting every heart to believe. Bethany reminds us that faith isn't always immediate, that grief and questions are part of the journey, but it also reminds us that God's timing, though mysterious, is never without purpose. And sometimes, the most powerful moments happen after we think all hope is gone. If you want to keep exploring sacred places like this, where divine love changed real lives and where the message of hope still speaks, make sure to subscribe. Because every step through these lands takes us deeper into a story that never ends.